front line. It always gives them a good morale to hear that what they are doing is highly appreciated. So I want to shout out to them to tell them to keep on pushing hard, and we'll clearly appreciate what they are doing. Now to your question, absolutely no doubt the security situation has improved. If you look at across all the indices, over all the geopolitical zones, you agree with me that there has been some great leap. Of course, the challenges remain. There are still some challenges, but a lot of successes have been achieved. If we take the Northeast, for instance, in the Northeast, the capability of the adversaries, that is Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP, has been greatly degraded. And the import of degrading them is that it's on the clear path of total defeat. So degrading the capability of the adversary is important, which we have achieved if we are to fully defeat the adversary. Now, if you also look at socioeconomic indices, you find out that the attacks on communities, the attack on security agencies have also reduced. And the reduction in the attack on communities is because their ability to confront the security forces have been reduced. Now, other indices like roads, several roads in the Northeast that before now wasn't really very safe have been opened up, both local roads and also international roads stretching from Maiduguri up to Cameroon. Those roads are all passable now. There are commercial activities. Also, markets have been opened, several markets that were closed before. If you look at the Baga fish market, for instance, it is the biggest freshwater fish market in the West African sub-region, and that has been opened. A lot of activity is going on there. IDPs too are being relocated thanks to the support of the Borno state government. Several IDPs have been successfully relocated to their communities. That is also a plus. In terms of farming activities, we all agree that this year's farming was a bumper harvest for most farmers. If you traveled through Christmas, I'm sure you would have had a testimony. And that was possible because troops were able to provide the needed support in terms of farm patrols, in terms of protecting cluster farms, and that increased the economic yield. And it's a good step towards ensuring food security that the government really wants. Northwest, almost the same scenarios. There is banditry, yes, but the leadership of the bandits, most of them have been eliminated. So many roads have been opened up. For instance, the Zaria, Funtua, Gusau road, that used to be a nightmare. I'm sure for the past 2 months, you haven't had anything. So the road is completely free for traffic. And of course, we have the challenge of the Lukawaras that just come on board. That too is also being faced head on. So the military have recorded a lot of progress. If you go to the south again, you find out that in the southeast too, several successes have been recorded. Before, the Monday sit-at-home was weaponized by IPOB. It was a critical weapon that they used to undermine governance, undermine socioeconomic, even undermine the ability of people to live their personal life. But right now, Monday sit-at-home is no more as effective as it is before. Some states like Enugu is completely gone. It's still one or two few states, but the ability to reduce the impact of that sit-at-home have really enabled economic activities in the southeast.
So what do you think contributed to these key achievements you've been able to reel out this morning?
Well, first I will attribute that to the leadership of the service chiefs and the chief of defense staffs. Leadership is key. The troops have been properly given the right directive and also the resources to work. That issue of resources is important. Mr. President, will have to acknowledge him, we'll have to thank him for the efforts he has made to make sure that the armed forces have the right to do the job. And once that right tool is available as it is, then it translates to successes on the ground. More platforms are being acquired, help in ensuring that we're on top of the situation.
Indeed, they say